Hello. If we haven't had an opportunity to meet, I'm Dr. David DeRose, and I'm looking forward, along with my wife Sonia, to relocating to Dayton, Tennessee in just a couple of weeks. Why I'm excited is, if you haven't heard already, I'm going to be coming on board as the pastor of the Dayton Community Chapel, and we're really looking forward to getting acquainted with you and ministering together right there in that part of the Lord's vineyard. Why I wanted to take a few minutes to share my enthusiasm with you is, well, really for a couple of reasons. One is I believe that the church is a vital ministry in every community. Let me explain. As a physician and as a pastor, I realize that one of the things that our communities are so lacking throughout the United States and the world is really a sense of community. People are lonely today. People are starving for connections. People literally are dying because of lack of social connectedness. That may seem like an exaggeration to you, but as a physician and researcher, I've seen the data. And we have something of great value. Not only are we a body of believers, not only can we connect people to Jesus, to the cross, but we have the ability to make a difference in people's lives, even if they're not ready to surrender their life yet to Jesus Christ. We can make a difference in their lives. I know that's a vision that many of you share. I've already met a number of you, and I appreciate the spirit of ministry that you have, all that's been going on in Dayton. I don't know the half of it, but what I've heard, I know you're a community church that is engaged in making a difference in Dayton. So how can we best work together? That's what I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about. Well, first of all, let me tell you what I'm committed to do. I'm committed to help you collectively get to know my wife Sonia and I better. And so as a result, in our first two messages, I'm going to be sharing from the Bible, but also sharing my own journey and Sonia's journey. We want you to get acquainted with us, see how God has worked in our lives. So the last two Sabbaths of June, which will be our first two Sabbaths in Dayton, that's the plan. We're going to share some powerful biblical principles, but they'll be illustrated by our own lives. That will allow you to get better acquainted with us and where we've come from. But you say, well, that's just a one-way street. You're going to get to hear from me, but how do we get to hear from you? How does Sonia get to see through your eyes what your passions are, what your concerns are, how you'd like to be involved in ministry, how you are involved in ministry? Well, that's the second part of it. We've been talking with Jan Nash, the church clerk, and she's committed to help us make some plans so that we can actually visit with you in person to hear your stories, to kind of see what's important to you, to get to know you personally, and to actually get to know where you live. Because even though we have some familiarity with Dayton, you may have heard, we do have family in the Dayton area, we still don't really know the lay of the land all that well. And if we're going to connect effectively with our community, it's going to help us to have some geographic pictures in our minds where we can say, oh, I just met this fellow here. He lives up the mountain there. And oh, that's right near where three of our members are. And so if we're going to be effective in developing community, we really want to know not only you, but kind of have an idea of where you're at in the community, where you live. So we would love to visit with you in your homes. And Jan is going to talk with you about that possibility, seeing if she can block off some time where maybe on a certain day we're visiting in one area, then in another area. If that works with your schedule, if you're excited about that process of having some dialogue, we'd love to see it happen. If I'm already scaring some of you, if you're thinking like, oh, what have we gotten ourselves into? Listen, no obligation, okay? If it makes you uneasy thinking there's going to be a pastor showing up on your doorstep, then by all means, we don't want to do that, not yet, okay? Let me share one other thing with you. This is not an obligation for you to entertain Sonia and me. We are pretty passionate about how God has created us and the amazing health message that is embedded in the Bible that Seventh-day Adventists have embraced. So this makes it really easy when we come and visit people. We're not expecting you. In fact, we would discourage you from trying to feel like you got to entertain us and prepared food or anything like that. We'll take care of our meals on our own at other times. When we come to your house, the focus is on visiting with you. If you want to pull out a glass of our favorite beverage, great. If you haven't gotten the memo yet, it's water. So we'd love to have a glass of water with you if that works in your situation. If not, the purpose is to visit with you. Is that pretty clear? So we just want to get to know you better, kind of get the lay of the land of Dayton. And over the first couple of weeks, I'll be sharing our story. We want to give you an opportunity to share your stories. So that's what we've got in mind. We're definitely looking forward to engaging with you, getting to know you, and ministering together. It's our prayer that God would richly bless you as we work together moving forward.
Let me just add a word to Dr. DeRose's statement. If you are a member of the Dayton Community Chapel and would like to have a visit with Pastor DeRose, as he has mentioned, I invite you to be in contact with Jan and get on the schedule.